Hello everyone, welcome to EduCanteen. Today our topic of discussion is ISI MStat entrance exam. And for that discussion, today we have with us Adrija Saha and Shrayan Roy. Adrija secured AIR 1 in IIT Jam, and for ISI she ranked 2. And for Shrayan ranked 2 in IIT Jam, and ISI he ranked 4. So welcome to our show, Adrija and Shrayan.
Thank you.
So
Thank
firstly,
you.
I want to congratulate both of you for your success. And now we will go to the question answer session. We will discuss about that ISI entrance exam and all the preparation of your. So let's start. So first to start with, I want to know from you, like, please give us an overview about that ISI entrance, ISI MStat exam, and what is the syllabus, what is the curriculum, when the exam happened, and all this. Please give an overview of that. Adrija, let's start with you.
ISI MStat examination is basically an entrance examination for pursuing a Master of Statistics from ISI. So for that, now the eligibility criteria is you just need to be a graduate from any recognized university, and there is no bar like you have to take statistics or mathematics. There is no certain bar, but you need to just clear the entrance examination. And uh, and there are actually three parts of the examination. Unlike jam only happened, there is only one MCQ section, and with that jam happened. And for ISI MStat examinations, we need to clear PSA, then PSB, and then the interview round. In the PSA and PSB part, both occurred in same day, and after based on your performance in written test, some certain number of students are selected for the interview, and then after that the final selection is made. And this in for our case, the written tests happened on 8th May 8th May 2022, and the interview started from 13th or 14th June probably, as far as I can recall, to 18th June probably. So uh, May, June, this whole 2 month, the exam actually occurred. And then to tell about the pattern in PSA part, this is basically MCQ round. In PSB, this is basically written answer type question. They ask, and in interview like question, like they will check your basic concepts. They can tell you to do some easy or some sums and all. That's all I think.
No. Okay. So we get a fair idea about that exam and what are the question pattern, all this, what is the syllabus. Now we will go paper by paper, like for PSA, what is the paper, part 1 paper. So for that, to Shrayan, what I want to know from you, that what is the question, what is the syllabus for that, how the questions come, and what is the question pattern for paper 1.
Yes. First, I like to mention that the interview in this year was 15 to 17 June.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. And now talking about your question about for PSA part, the syllabus more or less same over the year. But previous year in 2021, the syllabus was different because the exam happened after the usual time. Like due to COVID, the exam postponed many times, and that's why the syllabus was different from another year. And so in our year, syllabus is actually the syllabus is there in the ISI website, and in syllabus there are some elemental mathematics part, and also some graduation level statistics part, like random variable, probability, inference, and also ANOVA. These things are there in from statistics syllabus, and in from mathematics syllabus I think some number theoretic part are also there in mathematics syllabus. Also, the elemental basic permutation combination questions are there. These things are there. And in PSA, there are actually 30 MCQ questions, and out of which you should attend all questions, but it is difficult to attend all questions. So For attempting one question, you will get 4 marks, and for not attempting one question, you will get 1 mark. And if you incorrectly attempt that question, then you will get 0 marks. There is no negative mark in PSA part. So I would recommend everyone to attend as much as possible and to correct all the questions that you are attending, because if you are unsure about some question, you should not attend it, because otherwise you will lose out 1 mark, right? Because if you are making mistake doing one question, you will get 0 marks in that question. But if you are unsure about that question and you are not attempting it, you will get 1 mark. So it is better, if you are sure, then you should attempt that question. And about time management for PSA part, there is the time is more as compared to Jam. Uh, for PSA part, the time is enough, because you need to solve only 30 questions in 60 minutes. So the time is more or less okay.
Oh, okay. Now, on continuation of that, for paper one, to practice the paper one, so there are mainly two types. Now, one is to clear the concept and to practice for the particular exam. So, what are the good resource you guys use for preparation of the to clear the concept and to for practice for the exams? So, from Adrija.
To clear concepts, you need to study for first reading, you should study your college notes. If you are attending any tuition, then search notes. They are really helpful because they will help you to understand all the things that is written. Because if you first start reading one book, it may happen that you will not be able to make out all that from that book. So for first reading, you can take help from your teachers, your tutors, and all. And then there are some good books like uh, for uh, for probability part, job listing is a good book, and also for mathematics part, real analysis part, there are Malik Arora, S.K. Mappa. There you can understand that books, and Malik Arora's real analysis part is good for JM, ISI, and all that preparations. Also for probability, Sheldon Ross is a good book. And for the inference part, you can refer to Casella Berger's book. So for clearing your concepts, I think these books will suffice. And for practicing the papers, they are like for PSA, you can refer to the question papers of JAM previous year questions. There are other universities question paper also, but ISI's PSA is somewhat different from JAM PSA. Both are MCQs, but in JAM there are certain lengthy questions, like you need to do a lot of calculations and all. So that kind of, for that you need another kind of preparation. And for ISI PSA, for attending ISI PSA, you just need some basic concepts, and that should be clear. So for mathematics part only, you can stuck, and for that you can solve B.Stat, some questions of B.Stat. There is a book, very famous book, Tomato. You can solve that. For some part, you can also just see the question paper of M.Math. I am not saying that you should have to uh, do all the questions from M.Math. Probably you will not be able to do that. Some genius can do that, but I don't know if everyone can do that. And also, I say M.Stat entrance examination question, you have to refer to that. And also JRF statistics questions, though they're not for PSA, but for PSB part, you can refer to that. But at the resources I am telling you, that are both for PSA and PSB. Resources are more or less the same. So that's
Okay. So, Shrayan, anything to add from your side on this?
Yes, I want to just add that for clearing concept, group discussion is very important. Like you should discuss with your friends about different concepts, and that will enrich your knowledge also. Like you will get to know different types of perspectives for the same thing, and that will increase your problem solving skills also in some way. Group,
Right,
group
right,
study is very important.
right. That on that part
For
we will come
competitive
on
exam,
later.
it is
Yeah.
very.
Yeah, I know. So that will come on later. So now I will go to paper. We got a fair idea about paper one, what is the syllabus, how to prepare, and what are the good resources. Now we will go to paper two. In paper two, as Adrija said, that the paper two and paper one is all the syllabus and all the preparation also same almost. So for more specific, like what are the good resource, like in paper two, we have the first given overall idea about the paper two, what are the type of question and what is the time allotted time, given overview of the paper two, and then what is the how to prepare for paper two.
I want to mention one thing. The preparation is not same for the papers, but the resources are more or
Yeah,
less the same.
Yes, obvious. So for paper two, you can first you should make your writing skill good. Like problem solving skill is needed, but you should properly write your uh, answers, and it is very important for PhD part. And resources, as already obviously said, are almost same for paper one and paper two. But in for paper two, you need to solve big questions like big lengthy questions. Lengthy questions.
before going to
I
Shravan, just to
think
interrupt you, before going to that preparation, but can you give us overview of that exam, like what are the question,
okay.
how the questions came, and what is the time allotted time?
Yes. For PhD part, we are allotted 2 hours, and there are two parts in PhD, Part A and Part B. In Part
Okay.
A, there are questions from mathematics, and in Part B, there are questions from statistics. In Part A, there are three questions, and you have to attend two questions, and in Part B, there are six questions, and you have to attend four questions. And most
Okay.
of the cases, people were not able to attend all the six questions, like four, two, and four, and it is difficult also sometimes. Like I have attended only six questions, but out of which only five are correct, and that is the thing for PhD part. And the time allotment of PhD part, I think it should be more. Like writing the answers properly is very important thing. So to properly write the answer, there should be more time. But since there is only 2 hours time, so you need to utilize that time only in a proper way.
Okay. Okay. Now you are mentioning, you are talking about that preparation part, like how to write, how to practice the question, and from where I will get that questions and all this.
Okay, so for probability for probability questions, you can refer to Sheldon Ross book, The Introduction to Probability by Sheldon Ross, and also the Joe Bilstein book. If you search on the net, you will find it. Joe Bilstein Introduction to Probability and Statistics. And this you can solve the exercises of these books and also refer to some examples also. I think examples will clear everything of clear your concept in a better way. But for mathematics part, you can solve tomato, and sometimes Mali Aurora, Estimapa. All these things are helpful, and also some questions from Jam are also helpful. Like um, Jam question is mainly based on MC2 and NAT and
Mhm.
uh, this type. But if you should try to write that NAT part or the MCQ part in a PSB manner, like you can uh, you can solve them in writing as you are writing a big question, right? That will also increase your writing skill. That will also make your writing skill good.
Okay. So here I want to know one thing, like if I want to start from basic thing, like suppose you guys are on the second semester or third semester, so you when you started to prepare for these exams like ISI or IIT, so what how did you guys started, like these are the syllabus I have to go through by these, and what is the stepping stone, like how did you started, when did you think about the exam and all these? Can you give us a brief on that, Adrija?
Basically, when we hear the name of these examinations seriously, like very seriously, that we need to prepare for that, it's basically, I think, second or third semester.
Okay.
But then most of the syllabus were uncovered. Like we only
Mhm.
knew probability and real analysis a bit. So then it's not possible ki we can solve the questions, we can take the previous year question papers and we can solve them. So first, then we decide that no, first we need to clear our concept first, the basic concepts. So then we start reading some materials, reading some books and the notes, as I said, uh, to only for that topics that are already covered in our syllabus. And we start solving the questions only from that parts, because otherwise we will get demotivated if we try to solve all the question papers thoroughly or serially. It's not possible. And then after probably fourth or fifth sim, we seriously in we studied in St. Xavier's, and in our college most of the syllabus of jam mostly have been covered in fourth semester only. So
Okay.
after that, we seriously started the preparation that like solving question papers, time management things and all. First,
Okay.
if you are starting in third or second semester, you should brush up your basics first, because that are very important for jam. So they are important, and for ISI they are very important actually.
Got it. So basically, we have to focus on the clearing the concept, like what is the concept, what is the basic thing. Then we have to slowly start practicing the question paper using the previous year question paper, and gradually we will know the thing. Okay. And on the same note, I want to ask another thing. Like you guys also the top ranker in IIT Jam and in ISI also. So there are many other exams like IIT, ISI, DU, and any other exams. So when a student are preparing for that exam, but a student preparing for that exam, should we do a separate strategy for every exam, or try for or only focus on the toughest one and everything will be covered? What do you think, Shrayan, from you?
Um, Actually, I should mention one thing. Like in our case, the preparation time for ISI was very less because we have college exams and other things also like dissertations and all the stuff are there. Mainly jam preparation helps us a lot. Like we have prepared for jam examination in a very serious and systematic manner, and
Mm.
that has helped us a lot for ISI. But for other exams like DU or other exams, I don't know about them. But I have heard that the syllabus is different for DU and other exams. Like
Okay.
in some sense, they are different. Like they need to know more mathematics than JAM and ISI. Like differential calculus part,
Okay.
differential equation solving. I think those things are there in DU, but those things are not there in JAM or ISI.
Oh, so basically, if I go by the exams, like 90% of the every exam, 90% syllabus of every exam are common, and there are some extra bit for every exam, but we have to focus on that
Yes,
90% which is cover all the exams. That can
yes,
be helpful for that. Okay.
that can
So,
be that can be helpful, and also for ISI, like the 10% that you were saying is not there
mhm.
in JAM or other exams. For you should focus on that 10% also, because from that 10%, generally questions come in PhD.
Okay.
So like
Okay.
ANOVA and
Mhm.
regression things are there from that 10%. So that are very important.
Got it.
and and also for PhD part, there are, if you see every question for every year, if you see the PhD part, there are some questions that you will attend at very fast, but that you can crack at the very fast, but and you should able to solve them, right? In our year, there are two three questions that you can solve easily at the first go. So if you can solve them, and if you can find them and solve them, then the number of questions that you are attempting in PhD part will increase. So you should focus on that thing also. Like you have the question paper, just you have to find which questions you know. You have to extract all the things from the question paper that you know. Every
Okay.
single thing, like part wise, like yeah, if you know the second part of this question, but don't know the first part of this question, that does not mean you will not attend that question at all. You can attend the second part also.
Okay.
Also, you are not also for some questions you are not clear about the concept of what should I write, how should I go. You just write what you know about the thing. Now, what you are thinking. Your thinking process should be there in your paper, right? So that's very important thing.
So anything to add from that the point Shrayan already told? Anything to add from you, Adrija?
Yeah, basically these things. But I want to add that in PSA part there is no time problem I faced, but in PSB part I faced the time problem. Maybe I don't know for what reason that happened. So basically, yeah, that Shravan was saying. First, attempt the questions that you can do in one go. There are basically many simple questions there are. So after doing that, skip to the questions that you think that if you put a bit effort, then you can do it. Then you do like combinatorics part. Many land up doing double counting or something like that. They are a bit sensitive areas. So try doing them after the questions that you can do very easily, like inference question or some random variable related questions, which is straightforward in nature.
Okay.
So that's the thing. And one more thing, that PSB questions are not hard as B-stat question papers or something like that. In M.Stat, the questions are not that difficult. So many people have a concept, like have a perceived concept that PSB means very difficult and something like that. Not that. If you prepare well and if you practice again and again the previous year question papers and all, you can manage doing that. So that would not be a problem.
So basically for both the PSA and PSB, we have to practice a lot and we have to write the question paper and we have to do the more and more practice. Okay. Now I will go to the interview part. So first of all, how did you prepare? Like after the written test, there are a few days gap of interview. How did you prepare? And one thing is, what is your on that day experience? What is the questions they ask? How did you answer them? What is your on that spot experience? So first, I will start from Adri.
After the day our written test finished, to be to be very honest, I didn't start for interview preparation that day. After the result is out, basically our merit list is out and we were selected for the interview. Then we had, I think, 8 to 10 days break gap. Then what we did was we just brushed up our basic concepts. We reviewed the definitions, basic definitions of probability, statistic, inference, them clearly, and then we did some problems, not very difficult problems, but some problems, some previous year PSBs that can be done instantly within 4 or 5 minutes or something like that. And that's how it happened. And also be prepared with a short note on introduction of yourself, because they may ask you to introduce yourself. They ask me, and also they may ask you what is your favorite topic. So be prepared with that. But I am telling that there is no guarantee that they will ask only from that topic only. But though still they can ask you that what is your favorite topic. They ask most of us, I think, that question. So, and to tell about the interview experience, first of all, it happened in Delhi. So we have to come from Kolkata to Delhi for that interview for the first time. And then at that day, first we, oh, my name in the interview schedule was the first. I was the first
Acha.
to go for the interview. First day, first name was mine. And then I went, but truly speaking, my interview panel was very uh, frank, and they are very supportive. If I can solve only a single question and something like that, they were really appreciating me, feeling good, very good, and all. They were very much supportive. There were, I think, 4 female professors and 1 male professor in my panel. They asked me first to introduce myself. Then what's my favorite topic? Then they ask me some testing kind of a question. I need to solve that properly. Then a probability random variable kind of question, and then they ask a long question related to mathematics, that function, equation, root, that part. So they didn't ask any of us a very difficult question or a very over the top question, but they asked basic questions, and they just wanted to see if your basics are correct, if you can solve some simple problems and something like that. I think that only matters. So don't panic for the interview. I know it would be the first interview to many of you, but yeah, they are very supportive in nature. They're smiling, they're supportive. So nothing to panic actually.
Okay. So Shrayan,
Yes, as Adrija was saying, the teachers were really supporting, and they will help you a lot. If you stuck at any question, they will give you hint also, like how can you go about the question, and they will see whether you can do something about you can go something in the question. Like if you can do something, then they will appreciate you. Right.
okay.
So my interview experience was similar to Adrija, but my interview panel was different from Adrija. And in my interview panel, there were three professors, female professors, and uh, and when I entered the interview hall, they just asked me a few questions like whether the St. Xavier's College syllabus is different from Calcutta University syllabus, whether the probability part is whether this probability part is there in St. Xavier's College syllabus or not. They just asked some introductory questions, and they asked me what is my favorite topic. Then I said that. Probability, random variables, statistical inference, linear algebra, these things. And then we started asking questions. Questions, some questions are there from my favorite part, and also some questions there from the part which I have not mentioned. So as Audrey was saying, it is not that if they are asking which parts are your favorite, they will ask from that part only. They may ask from other parts also, and you have to be prepared for all the parts. Right. They will ask you to solve questions on the whiteboard also sometimes,
Okay.
and just they will just check whether your basics are clear and whether you have confidence about what you want. They will try to make you sometimes confused that uh, yes, it is the thing, but you know that this is not the thing. So they just check whether you are confident about your knowledge.
Okay. Okay.
This is the thing
Got it.
for interview.
Yeah.
And you have to be very patient. Observer interview was the first person to be interviewed, but my interview was in the second half, and after 5%, for 4 or 5%, I think I was interviewed, and I have to wait for 4 hours there. Like I was waiting when the other people will come and I will go. So it is very difficult, the difficult thing for me. Like I was
Right.
sometimes get disturbed, like why they are not coming. Like every and another thing is on an average the interview time was about 30 minutes for per person.
Okay. So we have got complete idea about the PSA, PSB, and that interview part. We got a fair idea what is the M.Stat exam and how to prepare for that. Now we will cover. I want to ask a very important question that you were also discussing earlier. That group study. Group study is a very important thing, and we usually see in our childhood that many students, some of the students or guardians, they try not to share the notes with other students to get higher marks on that. But as we go in higher studies, we realize that group study is a very important thing to succeed any exam. So what is your views? I want to hear from both of you. What is your view about group study? How important is that?
Yes, as I was saying, the group study is really important, and we have also me and Aditya have studied together everything. Like we shared our notes and shared our thoughts about something, and also we solve problems together to understand. And group study will enrich your knowledge also. Like it will give you different perspectives of the same thing, and
Hmm.
also it will increase your problem solving ability. also your interaction thing, interaction with others. That is very
Right.
important, and group study is really important, I think. And yes, I like others also. I have not done group study in my early in my madhyamik examination, but after that, me and Adrija, we always study together.
Okay. Adrija?
Group study is very important because yeah, for solving one problem you can know different approach,
Right,
and
right.
also you can know what other people, what your partner, in which part he is doing mistake or something like that. You can also add them to your mind so that you will not repeat that mistake again. And also you will, if you together plan to do some topics, then it will motivate you to study. Otherwise you may feel, oh, I will do it tomorrow or something like that. But if you have a strict schedule that both of you will follow, and or all of you will follow, then you will get that motivation from your partners with whom you are studying. And also like for preparation purposes and all, and also group study has become our habit. You now also we are doing group studies only in ISI also. Only not only two of us, all of us used to do group study, and some people are very much supportive. They used to make us understand what we are not getting in one go or something like that. So
Like some people take special classes also, like to
that
cover some topics.
Okay.
so
That is the point. When I also on this one Narendra Pul, like we are not getting our teachers every time, but we are getting our friends all the 24 into 7. They are always available to us. And when we are doing a group study, we are getting a different way of any or the particular problem, different solution. That is the good thing about group study. Okay, okay. So now I want to do a one question that you guys, both of you, that I have already mentioned that both of you have ranked 1 and 2 in IIT, and also in ISI you have ranked 2 and 4. So one thing that, what do you think? What is the point that make you guys different from others? Why you are top ranker? What are the thought process that make you guys different? I know it is a tough question, but I want to know from you.
I don't think we are something different or something like that. I think
Like maybe
our
maybe it may be your dedication, it may be your hard work, it may be your that attitude.
our preparation strategy was concrete. We spend time on time management part or solving problems. I think that things make that difference. But in other levels, we are very similar to others, or
Right.
maybe they are superior to us. Many we know many of our classmates. They are really great
Mhm.
to mention.
Right. Shrayan?
I also agree with Adrija. Like we are similar to him. Everybody has done the same hard work as
Right.
we have done. But the difference was that in case of Jam, I can say that we have not made many mistakes while solving problems like others did. Like I have heard that many people have done only 2 or 4 questions correctly in that part, but we have done many more questions than others.
Mhm.
Maybe,
So that thing is
uh,
really
16 to
important.
17.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Mhm.
Like people are doing more and more questions, but only getting 2 of them correct. That makes us different from others. I think like that uh, error error analysis is very important. You have to
Right.
understand your what mistakes you are doing while you're preparing for an exam.
Right.
And in that respect also group study is important. Like you are seeing your partners doing these mistakes, and we will get to
Mhm.
learn from those mistakes also. Like I can also make that mistake, so I should avoid that.
Right. Okay. Sure, means like everyone, like maximum of the us have the same tuition teacher, same notes and all this, but still there are some small things we have to keep on mind which make us different from others. That is the point we have to always keep on mind, and what are the point we can add in our studies, in our preparation. Okay. Okay, great. So, so to finally
Also,
yeah,
also I
sorry.
like to add. Also, I like to add one thing. Solving more and more problems is not very important, but you can solve only good problems also.
Right.
But
Right.
right, but you should better. You should clear your concepts first. Like we always try to uh, brush up our concepts on a regular basis,
Mhm.
because what happens is that you are solving problems and problems and problems, but you are forgetting the concepts also. So there is no meaning in doing this. So that's very important thing.
Right. So to wrap this session, like any final tips and anything from your side to add on this, and any final tips for the students who are listening also. So from Adrija.
Hmm. First of all the best to all my juniors who are going to prepare for ISI MStat or IIT Jam or other exams like CU, DU, CMI. There are many more exams,
Mhm.
Xavier's data science exam and all. So keep doing hard work, keep doing smart work, and try to manage time, try to do regular problem solving and all, try to brush up your concepts, and and this is only what is in your hand na. Otherwise there is something called like luck factor that can factor in the day of examinations, but don't just do your own work, everything will happen then. And also one thing, in in the course of preparation of any examinations there will be days in rows where you may feel depressed or something like that, because there may be days in a rows where you are doing plenty of mistakes or no sum is happening in one go. And even if you are doing group study, then it will happen more often because your partner can do the problem easily but you are not being able to do. So then just try to relieve your stress at that time. How you are managing the stress, that would also be important. And for our case, my case, my mother was very supportive and she used to motivate me all the time. And for Sharon's case also I think that happened. And also we two each other used to make us motivated. And so all the best of luck.
Fine.
So, so I would just like to say my those who are going to give exams and others also those who are going to give exams, just prepare well and you will get your results. Like, don't feel bad that you are not doing well or that, because it is very common, like common human being of doing errors. It is very common thing that for human beings doing errors, but in long run sense the errors will be diminished.
Okay. Okay. Great. So thanks a lot, both of you, for your time, and many more good wishes for your career. And thanks a lot. Thanks for coming
Thank
and
you.
thanks for your insights. Thanks a lot. I hope this will helpful for all of this. And one more thing that they also discussed on IIT Jam on another video. I will add that video on description box. So thanks a lot again. So I hope it will be helpful for many of the students. Goodbye. Thank you.